Alright, so I might have been a little bit wrong about Piolo. What's poppin' everyone, it's your boy Levi, and I'm here to bring you my day 1 experience with Piolo. This is becoming one of my more popular series, so I wanted to get you guys some games with the new nunchuck user. Game 1 is here, and I decided to go for an AP build. I talked about it during my Piolo reaction video, card above, but this character made more sense to me as an AP character than an AMP character. I slapped on a bulkier bruiser build and went into the game. Don't clan on me for my Piolo mechanics for the first couple games. Normally I read the abilities of the character and read the patch notes, but I wasn't home when the patch came out, so I kinda just winged it. Takes me a little while to get used to the character. Apparently, a bunch of other Piolos had the same idea as me, and we all showed up for tree on night 1. After getting slapped around a bit, I decided to concede the tree and went on the beach. I never really took in how many abilities are considered projectiles in this game. On first glance, I thought my W had blocked a Hyunwoo ult, but I think I ended up just walking out of it. But now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it is a projectile. The spell is kinda crazy, however. I feel like it can lead to a lot of outplay potential, which I personally feel is missing from the current state of the game. I also had a really interesting interaction with Piolo's E-tether on Nadine. Turns out it follows any mobility skill, so I was able to follow Nadine through her monkey wire. I heard some rumors that Piolos have been flying around the map. It will be interesting to see the different mobility interactions. Unfortunately, I do end up going down to Sua this game. I didn't realize until after I was already dead, but Sua's Q is also a projectile. I probably could have been blocking it with my W. I felt like I did a lot of damage during that fight, but can we talk about how Sua dodged nerfs again this patch? I thought for sure she was going to get hit with something. I wanted to take what I learned from the first game and apply it to the next one. I had noticed that my emboldened augment was proccing on my W shield well before my Crusader's helmet shield. I was only running Crusader's helmet for the shield anyway, so I decided to make some adjustments. And maybe these were some good changes. I did end up getting a kill in this next game. This might be a hot take, but I oddly feel that Nadine is a good matchup for Piolo. Maybe it's just early game Nadine, but it's kind of just my hot take. There was a Felix getting pretty strong in this lobby, so I sacrificed some timer to get Meteorite. I saw he was building crit, so I wanted to go auto arms to help with the anti-crit damage. TP'd to Wick and took the fight with him, and it didn't really matter. When you have 6 gold items, you kind of just steamroll. Game 3 and the damage that I was once happy with didn't feel so great anymore. I figured I might have been wrong with my initial thoughts on Piolo, and decided to try some amp. I could definitely feel the difference. With no one contesting tree, I got it for free, and I made some glacial shoes. There ends up being a huge fight at Meteor here. I end up engaging on, surprise, another Nadine, but I am forced to disengage when more Piolo show up. I did track her down though, and eventually take her down for the kill. I'm a little unfamiliar with nunchuck skill, but I managed to hit this one, albeit it was on the target I wasn't aiming for, but I hit it nonetheless, and I got an easy second kill. Heading back to the Meteor, Bianca and another Nadine got into a fight. I'll give you one guess on which one I kill. Surprise! I don't actually get the Nadine kill. It gets stolen from me, but I do get the Bianca kill. I took the Meteorite and was much happier with the amount of damage I was doing. I thought this was going to be the game, but I overstepped when fighting an Echion and go down 3rd. Game 4 and another Meteorite fight in school was the place to be again. I was starting to feel a little bit better about my Piolo mechanics, and I was getting the hang of his combos. Not overly clean by any means, but this kill was one of my cleaner ones of the day. I probably should have committed to fighting the Sua instead of trying to half run, half fight. If I had dodged the Q with my W and kept my Vampiric running, maybe I could have turned this around. Or, you know, maybe they could have just nerfed Sua. Well, if you watch one of these videos, you know what it's time for. Game number 5, and boy is it a banger. This build I decided on is a 5-zone amp build, starting in factory. The code for it's on screen, but by all means, I don't think this is a meta build for him. I started out in archery range because there was hella people here, and factory was empty. I definitely prefer the factory start, but sometimes that's the way to crumble cookies, you know? The early game was fairly simple. I just got all of my items, and then I went to tree as per usual. Marcus had already taken it when I got there, but he was up for a fight. Marcus doesn't have any projectiles for Piolo to block, so I didn't have to worry about timing my W for anything. I think when you don't have to watch for abilities, Piolo can just kind of face roll his, and as long as you're mixing in your ultimate when you can, you're probably going to pick up some kills. I chose Glacial Shoes again for my tree item. I went with the take every objective angle and TP'd to Uptown for the Meteor. I could not see Crit Hedgen being a good matchup for me due to the sheer amount of projectiles she has, so I did everything I could not to fight her. Kathy ends up getting the Meteorite while we're preoccupied, but I ran her ass down in dock. Caught between 2 Piolos, she still managed to make a pretty good escape, so I settled for the other Piolo chasing her. I'm not great at the mirror match for him yet, so thankfully I had the jump on him. I went into hospital to pick up the Tree of Life, and hopefully call in a Meteor with my credits. Just as I finished taking the tree, Hedgen showed up, so I once again pieced it out of there, wanting no part of her. I decided gold was gooder, so I used some ice I found on a friend of mine's dead body to make Scotty, and I called in the Meteorite for Cabana. I walked over to Wick after because it looked like someone was doing it on spawn, and my lack of knowledge of nunchuck skill decided to show. Hedgen was doing Wick, and being unfamiliar with nunchuck, I wasn't sure what the damage threshold was for me to be able to steal it, so I just let it get pulled, and did nothing, and then let it be pulled again, and again, did nothing. Listen, I was trying to formulate a plan in my head with how I could contest Wick, and nothing came to mind. I drew a blank and I didn't know what to do. I eventually let the nunchuck skill fly, and Wick simply just walked out of range of it, giving the buff to Hedgen. Little did she know, this was my plan to create the most hype 1v1 of my games. I mind-controlled the Hedgen into messing up her E and reactivating it early. She did get me back though by rooting me mid-W dash. Thankfully though, with some clutch skill shots, I was able to take her down with just one auto attack's worth of health left. Killing her basically gave me everything I needed to win the lobby. With the blood, I headed in the hospital to make Hydra. Called in a hairband, grabbed a branch off my dead friend again, and made Halo. I held on to the mithril armor in case I needed more armor than Kambana. I was pretty stacked, and there was only 3 people left, so I felt good about my chances. The Bernice made the smart play and hold me to a straight corridor where I was forced to run at him. Unfortunately though, my items were just too stacked, and I kinda just absorbed all the damage he did and killed him. For an immobile ranged character like Bernice, you really gotta dodge Piolo's E. He really struggles in the ranged characters with mobility, even despite his projectile counter. The last fight was a 1v1 with the Kathy from earlier. You would escape me once, Kathy, but I shall not allow it again. I decided to go with mithril armor for this fight for the bonus defense. Figured I didn't need more damage at this point. As Kathy was running to the safe zone, I had a memory flash into my mind. I remember the narrow Dailin play of him charging nunchuck skill into an ultimate on top of a double guillotine. I channeled him and my nunchuck skill, and felt his energy flow through me as I sniped the Kathy coming around the corner. I was too slow on the projectile counter on the suture, but overall I think it was still a pretty clean kill. Piolo ended up being way more fun than I thought he would be. I'll probably continue to play him on occasion because I really like characters that can chain abilities together. I really wasn't expecting him to be as fun as he was, or to like him at all really. Overall, I'm super impressed with the character releases in Season 6. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching if you made it to this point. Like the video and comment how your day 1 Piolo went. Subscribe for more videos similar to this one, and I'll see you in the next one.